Hello, Quadabble here on my main account, and today I wanted to talk to you about just trying to do your best possibly in the arena. Now, you probably have a speed increasing aura champion, and mine just happens to be Arbiter. And her, usually when she first comes out, she puts his hero mentors on, and she'll put the increased attack. She also fills the turn meters by 30%, and then heals the allies by 25% if their HP is. But basically, what this means is this champion is going to go first, put an increased attack on everybody, and then increase the turn meters of all your allies by 30%. So I'm going to rework my arena team, and currently this champion's speed is 329. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to get that higher. This my arena team is a solid gold 4 team. Never ever seemed to ever have a problem with ever going below that. And basically, I have two teams that I run primarily. So here's my team. This is my anti-freeze team. So if you ever see yourself going against there's a really popular champion that I just use this all the time against. Right here, Mountain King, I believe. So if you go battle and you click right here, or excuse me, Tormund the Cold. Tormund the Cold, and he has a passive that he puts freezes on all the time. 20% chance of placing a freeze debuff on the enemy each time they receive a buff or have their turn meter filled. So my first turn with Arbiter is to put on increased attack on everybody. So there's a 20% chance everybody's going to get frozen. And then she's going to increase their turn meter right off the bat. So there's 8 chances right there, 20% chance every single time they get freeze. Well, my answer to that is to run, it was a free-to-play champion. I'm not sure exactly what day it was, but it was definitely under 120. But Dark Elhane, and her skill right here is if she ever becomes frozen, she'll put these skills on herself. And then anytime an ally or herself is frozen, she'll run Death's Majesty, which means she'll do an AoE attack. And she can possibly, put on a decreased speed. So this is my anti-freeze champion for arenas. And then my main champion, my main team, I run Madame Cirrus. So I'm going to make 2 big changes in my team. And the first big change is going to be increasing Arbiter's speed. And the second one is going to be because she is increasing my turn meter, and then Countess Lix goes second on my team, and I have her set to do the time dilation. She attacks all enemies. Mire of Misery. That's the one I have her do first every single time. I have her attack every single time, that first attack, and she will decrease the turn meter of all the enemies by potentially 30%. So that means my team members are going faster, and then if she gets the second attack, she'll decrease them by potentially 30%. And you can see that her speed is 280, so she has a good chance of going second in my team because of Arbiter putting that on. But because of that, I'm going to make a change with Astralon. And right now, my Astralon is doing 204 speed because he has these speed boots on. And I'm going to take that away, and I'm going to put attack percent. I'm going to find out in there the attack percent. So I'm going to let the Arbiter's increase speed and Astralon's, not Astralon, but Countess Lix's decrease speed. I'm going to hopefully make that the 4th person, and she will, or he will get his attack in 4th position. And it's kind of iffy, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make those 2 changes. And the way I do that is I'll go to Arbiter, and I'll click on the gloves. It doesn't really matter which one you click on. And then I'll do a filter. I'll do equipped, and I'll put on fitting room. And now what I'm going to look for is gloves. And it doesn't matter what the ability is. What I'm going to look at is having a substat of speed. And she has 3 speed sets on, so I can put her in either gloves right here with a substat of speed, or down here in the divine speed. And you can see that I have a divine speed. This one right here has plus 17. So I'll go ahead and click try on. So that try on feature is nice because I can take equipment off without actually taking it off of other champions and paying that 100,000. So you can see her speed with that try on didn't go up, but that's because I ruined one of the speed sets. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the chest piece. I'll go up to the top again and I'll close everything down. And I've already kind of pre-looked for this, and I know that there's a speed chest set in here by my Royal Guard, which has a speed of 17. So you can see if I equip this, but I'm going to click try on. Now you can see that the speed went up by 2 points, but neither one of those, the gloves from Maneater, was had only a +1 due to glyphs, and that the chest piece had no pluses. And I'm also right now, I'm in a clan v clan, and I'm at the mission right now where I need to do 10 maxes. So I could add this 2 points plus 8 more points on the chest and potentially 7 more points on the gloves. So that would be an additional 15 points, what's being displayed right here at the 331. So this could become a 346. And then I believe there's some other armors that I'm going to use to max out. I might be able to pick up 5 more points. So my goal is to get my Arbiter at 350. So that's primarily my goal. The fix on Astralon isn't that big of a deal. It's just changing out boots and putting on attack percent boots. So that's not really that big of a deal. But as you can see here, with making this change, I can equip it for 300,000 to equip that. I'm going to take those off, but the big thing that I have to be careful of is when I rebuild Maneater, I have to know what his speed is and what his health and defense is. So then I've got to move over to a tool we've shown in the past. We've shown this. I don't have it loaded up. Give me just a sec. Okay, so I got it loaded up. So you might have seen a video where in the past I've used this tool. This is the stun calculator. And these are the numbers you got to put in, and then it figures out who is going to get the stun per item. And it's all based on HP, defense. That's it, HP and defense. So I have to be careful not to raise much health or decrease too much defense on my Maneater. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, figure out a few things on my Maneater, and then I've got to get them back to there as close as possible. So this takes a little bit of time, and the fact is you have to come over here. I'll go ahead and get out of this fitting room stuff. I'll go back to Maneater, and I want to write down his statistics over here. I need to know his speed, which is 255. His health points is 39,539, and his defense is 3,126. So I've got to have these statistics pretty much as well as I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and forth on this. Let's see. I was right here. So I'm going to go in here and put these numbers in on my Maneater, and he's 39,539. And then I look at my defense, and he's 3,126. And then it tells me who's going to be the attacker. Now, these statistics right here, this was on King Fost's team. So I'm going to go load those real quick. I'm going to grab my numbers and load those real quick, and I'll be right back. So hold on a sec. Okay, I loaded up my team, and it's saying Maneater gets hit first, which is okay, but it doesn't happen. And I went in, and you can change this real quick. And you can see that it's within 500 points. So the calculation isn't exactly a science. It's just a rough estimate. So that 39539, it's close enough. And when I change out his piece, his armor piece, I can always just try to make sure he's got 40 or 41,000 for his. And it's probably also on mine. It's probably because my defense, I've thrown it way up trying to fix it in the past. But those are my numbers I want to shoot for when I get done. I'll cruise back over here, and I'll start the process. And all I got to do is click here. I'm going to click that filter. I'll put on these two items. I'll go into substats. I'll click speed. And then I'll go up here. And I know that... Oh, I got to say equipped. I'm sorry. I know that I was going to take Royal Guards, and I'm going to put that try on, that fitting again. I want to just make sure it's what I want. So 17 plus 8, because I have to, in my Clan v Clan, I'm going to use a whole bunch of glyphs and put that on. So I'll say try that on. So I dropped it to the 315. I cruise down here to the Divine Speed. I find Maneater. And the reason I chose Maneater, because his speed is 17, so it's going to be like a plus 8 more. And this will really get my Arbiter as close to 350 as possible. An Arbiter at 250 is strong. It'll probably hold you up in the gold 4. My 350 attempt and changing Astralon will be my attempt to maybe, just maybe, push into the very bottom of platinum. But nothing guaranteed, but you got to keep improving as you go. None of the other gloves down here gave even close to a teen plus, the glyph increase. So that's kind of why I went with that. Here's a 10 plus 3. And I think, like I said, this doesn't change it much. But it is going to make it to where, let's see, try on. It's going to change them out to, the other ones had like 10s plus 7, my old armor. So this one will give me the ability to do it. So I am going to say equip, and I make that change. So now when I cruise in to these armor pieces, I can go in here to upgrade, enchant, and I have 3 chances of maxing these out. So we'll just hope for the best. But anything's going to be better than what's there. So I'm going to at least get plus 2. Let's see what happens. So I got plus 6. And I'm going to see how the other armor does. And I'm going to say upgrade. And I'll say enchant. And I'll do this one. And again, anything is going to be better than what I currently have. So I'm hoping for 8. And I got 7. So right there, I'm plus 13, and I was 329. So overall, I'm 334. No, 343. So, yeah, 343. So I went up 14 points to 343, increasing my speed. I increased the crit rate because this was attack percent. So my crit rate is now actually going to hit at an 87%. And then I just look at my other items and I see, okay, this one doesn't have a speed because it's speed boots. I click over here. This has a plus 7. It's going to be kind of hard to fix that up any higher. Over here, I've got a speed plus 6. And over here, I have a max speed of plus 8. So my best chance of using that glyph is probably going to be right here on the Divine Speed. and possibly get 1 or 2 points more, or I might get 5 or less and not even do it. But I'm going to go ahead and spend it. It's helping my clan v clan, and I'm trying to get those max out points. So I'll go ahead and hit enchant. It failed. So no big deal. So I've increased it by 14 points. I'm now 343. Later on, I can get a +2 here if I get enough of those enchantment glyphs. That one's maxed. This one's got, so that's 2, 4, 5, potentially 6 full points, and that'll put me at 349, really close to that 350 mark. And eventually, I might get another pair of armor, another piece of armor that gets me at 23 in the because I get 3 boosts as I'm upgrading it. And I just got to go through and keep searching and seeing if I can find stuff in these groups and see if it does more. So I'm done with Arbiter as best as I can right now. And down here, my speed was already maxed at +5, so I could eventually get an accuracy. I don't have to have the accuracy, so I could go filter, I could go substats, and I could click speed, and I could see if any of these could do better. And what I mean by better is this one's getting me 19 points, and as you go through and you're just kind of searching, if I had a +5 to that, it still wouldn't beat it. Can't beat it. You can see I've gone back in the past and kind of looked, hopefully getting 2 on my speed like that one did. And then I cruise into this one. 9, a speed +9, speed +10, and speed +4. So eventually I could possibly get, this is my other location where I can get 2 hits possibly on the speed substat and get that other one. So the other part of upgrading this, I was going to go in and with Astralon, where is it? There it is, Astralon, you can see that I would be sacrificing potentially 45 points, but I want speed boots. And right now, I was running his crit at 406, so I want hit so he can hit his stun. That's what I attack with first. He has a skill in here that says it goes against Perfect Veil and Veil, that just removes them. Any of them that removed it, he'll put a weaken on, and then he has a 100% chance of placing that stun debuff. So a stun debuff I wanted over 400. So if you look at his stats, I think he's actually, 406. So I want to keep it in perception. I can't speak today. Perception. And I want to go with a primary stat of attack percent. And then I can click on boot. That'll narrow it down a lot. And then I like going to the top and making that disappear. Go down to the bottom, and I look in perception, and I have 2 to choose from. So right there, that's going to add potentially 60% attack. But it doesn't have a speed substat, so I click over to here, and I see again it's 6. It's got speed and crit rate, and you can see that the crit rate is really important to me because it's helping me have a 99% right now. Yeah, 98% right now. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and upgrade this to level 12 and just see where it lands. Any speed's going to be great because if I get several hits on speed, then it's going to. I didn't need resistance, but it is what it is. Hopefully I don't get too many hits there on resistance. HP's not bad. I'd like to, in this, get either crit rate or speed. I already knew I was going to lose the 45 points of speed. Right now I'm only losing 39 points, but if it goes up to 10, I could possibly add 5 or 6 more points. But again, the crit rate's important too. 2 to resistance. That's terrible. So before I equip that on to him, I'm going to also go back and I'm on my filter, and I'm going to say equip. Now this is a top level champion for me, because this is my clan boss team. So I'll go in here to perception, and you can see that I had this one. That's the only other one I had that had attack on it. So the next thing I can do is I could go to look at accuracy. I'll lose the 5 speed, but maybe those hits won't. That's speed. I don't know speed. Look at the accuracy one, and you can see I did have this one with speed and crit damage. I'm just going to go ahead and take this up to 8 real quick and see if it lands on either the crit damage or the speed. If it does, it's worth doing it. If it doesn't, then I'll just go back down and take that perception boot at the bottom. That was just too bad that it went to the resist, which isn't bad, but at the same time, I'm not trying to resist anything. I'm trying to get out there and be first. So this one did increase crit damage, but I think I'm going to go ahead and stick with this one. The other option was this one, but I like my crit damage. This will keep me at 89, I think. This will keep me at potentially, or 87, it looks like. Goes down to 72, 87. Yeah, it's taking me to 87. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on pause. I'm going to upgrade this to level 16 real quick. It helps me in my clan v clan anyways. And then we can see what the change is. You can already see the attack's going to go up by 406 points. So this potentially, being at 39, is going to add another 10%. So let me put it on pause. I'll go through and see how long it takes for me to get that. So hold on a sec. Okay, it felt like that took about 1,000,000 silver, but it was around that much. And you can see the speed went up to 11. So instead of losing 45, I'm only losing 34, I think, on the speed. Yeah, I'm going to lose 34, but my HP, or excuse my attack, HP is going to go up a little bit too. That's not too bad. Defense only went down by 69 points. That's not a big deal. And then of course I can go upgrade. I can go enchant. I can throw in like a good 1 to 4 speed. That gets me a little bit more speed. 3 points is good for right now. I already got resistance up pretty good, so I might as well keep it going. And then I'll throw in that HP one. These are all helping the clan out. So now when I go to equip it, you can see it's going to bring it up by 2,746. So right now it looks like about 30. Here, let's go look at it. Right now the attack is 3384. So I say equip, pull that off. Now I can always put the boots back on. So I can give these to another champion, which 6-star fully leveled up is not a bad. I'll probably put them right into somebody else. But I can hit continue. And now you can see that my is 4130. So I went up about 700 points. So now I'm trying to get myself to be able to hit real fast. Now we'll go in, and with these changes in my main group, we'll do some in-action testing. And I don't have my anti-freeze, so we'll see how this works. Bam. So it froze everybody, which is terrible, but at the same time, you can see that extra damage was awesome. So I didn't even have to run an anti-freeze champion in here. Very awesome, very awesome. And going back, I can choose other ones, but the idea was just to get that speed up. So on the champions, the one thing I did sacrifice a little bit was the crit rate, just a hair on Astralon, and my crit rate is 87. Still really good. Anything above 75 is considered good. I liked that 99%. That was awesome. But, so now we'll go back in there and we'll attack. You can see that's how this team works. It just goes first. And once it goes first, I slow them down, and then I put on the decreased defense, and bam. So I'm hoping that this will be what gets this team up to literally the bottom I'm not I've been playing for a while, but I don't put much money into this game anymore, and I'm just trying to build off what I have. Slows them down. My team is completely faster than them. They even have 2 revivers. I stun them. Now, the cool thing is Canis Lix will come back. Ooh, that was a block revive. I hate that. Doesn't revive because he was block revived. And now, what I might do is try to focus on this one. Get that kill. That was a counterattack. Here it is. This is where it has a chance to win. And now I'll win, no matter what, because he can't revive Duchess. So, I'm not saying I'm going to be the top contender, but you can see that these choices might have helped me to just be able to beat other teams. Again, these last few videos have been pretty long. So now what I need to do, so that's all the testing that I was going to do for this for the arena team. But now I'm going to go in and I got to fix my Maneater. So if I go back in and I go to Bastion, and I go back in, the day just hit. So you go on your daily progression, pick up some stuff, and then get to the free stuff over there. But what I want to do is, and what I just did with all those points on the members, you can see I'm pushing myself up. And I'm going to spend a lot of points trying to get those masteries. And what I meant was, not masters, but max out. So you can see right here, I'm in this 10 max substats right here. And then I got to move over and craft some weapons. You can see I'm just trying to work toward this guy right here, Ramon to blood, Drake's Blood. But I saved this right here. I don't even know what that's supposed to be. 2 rank 5 chickens. Nice. That'll be good. You can see right here, I saved this for the Clan B clan because I'm in a lot of glyphs are going to give, you saw it was like 500 points for a rank 6 glyph. So if I'm going to do it, I might as well try to help my clan out. And I've saved this for like 3 or 4 days getting here. So, all right. So if I go over and I look at my Maneater, he's now broke and my one team won't work. So I've got to get my speed back up to 255. So what I need to do is click right here. And the most important thing is the speed. It has to be exactly 255. I have some other locations where I can add speed. There's a +4. There's a +3. And there's a +1. So you can see there's some locations where I can add it. But I'm down, I think we took off 17. Let me see, officially. I'm at 226. So I've got to get a speed set, which will add 12. So it's 226 plus approximately 12. There's no guarantee on that. That'll be 238, and it was originally 255. So you're looking at 17 points. I'm looking for something that has 17 points in it, or something that gets me closer. So I'll go filter, and then I'll go substat, I'll go speed, and I'll go gloves. And it has to be in the divine speed set. So I have to cruise that because I have to keep my sets together. So the divine speed, I come in here, I have 1 glove. It gives me 5 points. I can upgrade it to 12, and hopefully that might get it for another 5 points. And then I just got to come up with a 17 in other locations. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on pause, and I'll show you real quick what that looked like. Okay, so that went to this one, which is unfortunate. I could add the speed. It did get the crit rate back, which is kind of nice, but then I'm thinking to myself, if I get the crit rate, which is great, but his crit damage is only like 100%, and that's probably because of Well, it's just because I have little substats of crit damage. I'm really not considering him a damaging person. And if his crit rate doesn't hit, a positive thing about that is he doesn't put the decreased attack debuff, which then gives me the ability to put maybe on an extra poison debuff. So going in there and getting an attack one would be a good idea. I could also take off this helmet, and the helmet only has 11 on it. So between this 11 and some of the defense and HP, as you can see in there. So now I got to go read through and recalculate. So this is the hard part about that. But I could turn these into speed sets. I could get rid of that completely, and instead of working off of the divine speed, I could work off of the regular speed. And you can see I have a helmet in here. There's another helmet and another helmet. No speeds on those. But the gloves, I've got a speed of 7. This one has a speed of 17, and the attack is already there. So that would put it backwards to where I might be able to get, let's see, what other ones do I have? There's a speed right there with a crit rate, though. I don't want that one. So I've got to go through and probably put my filter on again and do equipped. And then do helmets and gloves. And I'll want HP flat and attack percent. And then I'll want speed as a substat. So that's kind of how you can use that again. And I cruise in here and I look at my speed. And I can't mess with this person, or this person. But this person has a speed set that I could use. I could pull that one off. And you can see that the HP goes down a little bit and the defense goes down a little bit. So it could be one of those situations where I can't do it. And I can max that out too. So there's 8 points. And you can see that she did have 11. So I'm looking to pick up 28 points between the two items. And then I go down here and I look at gloves with the attack percent. And there's a speed of 5. A speed of 5, a speed of 5, but I could add a substat to that. Here's one just sitting there, which has a speed of 17. So now all I have to do is, if we look at that helmet and compare it to, say, this, I don't want to mess with Roglin either, but it's not really worth it. I don't want to mess with her. We could take this one. I could take his, it's a speed of 9. And I can take it to 16 and get that HP up. And this guy, he's in my team that I haven't quite finished for my faction crypts. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll go up here and I'll click the fitting room. And I'll click on this pair of gloves, try on. And I'll just double check over here. But you can see that this is a speed of 9. And I'll click try on. So now I'm at 253, so I only have to add 2 points to that, and that's pretty easy to do. And then I got to go back through, and you can see that my HP went down by 6,000, which is a bad thing. The defense is not bad, but the HP is terrible. So what I'll have to do is pop this off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, balance that out, get my speed, and then try to hit HP of 40,000. That's an easy number to go for. And we'll see what happens. So I'm going to put it on pause, and I'll show you in a second how I did that. All right, so you can see I actually went a little different way, and this one right here is attack, and I think I had a defense percent one on there before because I was trying to lower the accuracy. And then I thought to myself, because I'm going to raise my crit rate back up to 102, I thought to myself, well, if I lower my accuracy, he's not going to land the decreased attack. So I'm going to go ahead and equip this. I'm probably taking it off of some people. Let's see. Nope, none of this equipment is coming off of anybody. So 2 of them are probably 5-star. 2 of them are probably 6-star. And 1 of them is probably 5-star. That's probably how it's going. So I'll hit equip. And I'll say, yeah. You can see this has already cost me like 5 million to do this. So originally I had to have 255 on the speed, and right now I have a speed of 254. So I'm going to go, all I have to do is go right here and go upgrade, enchant, and just grab, well, let's hope it's only 1 point. I guess I didn't really realize I didn't have a single. But to get that, oh, man, that's painful. All right, we're going to try it at 254. I don't know. It's finagling between 254, 255, and 256. We'll try it at 254. If it fails, we'll come back here and we'll get that done right. So I'll hit, not going to do that one. But at the same time, my health needed to be around 39,539, and we said anything close to 40,000 would work. I might increase that just a hair, but I did drop a lot of defense, and I don't know if that's going to become a factor. So my new stats are 254, 39, 717, and 3443. 3443. I wish I would have remembered what my attack was, but the reason it went down was because I took off the 60% increased defense, and I put on an attack. So I probably added roughly 500 points of attack. Is probably what I might have added. I can go back and verify that by looking at the video earlier. So I'll go ahead. I've done all that. Now what we'll do is we'll step over here, and we will check our new statistics. The only person that changed was him. So we'll put 39717, which fixed that part of it. But this defense could be detrimental, but it's now 2442. 2442. And still Maneater is getting hit first. So I might have to find a way to, well, let's see. If I just take up this to 40,000. No, that didn't solve it. So that was 39717, 39717. So what we're going to do is I'll play with it some more, and I'll show you what numbers it took. I'm going to have to raise that defense up. And the way you do that, real simple, is you come over here and you find all the substats that have defense on them, like that defense 5%, and you add to those. So that's what I'm going to have to do, is add to those. And I might go and see if I can farm one star glyph of speed, so I can only guarantee myself 1 point, but it might not be worth it. 254 might work. I could go into the Deadwood Jedi speed calculator, but at the same time, if I can get my speeds correct where they were, I know it's not a factor, and I don't have to recalculate all that stuff. So let me put it on pause, and I'll keep increasing defense and a little bit of HP until it lands where it needs to be. So hold on a sec. All right, so I came up with this, that 40,000 for the HP and the 2,600, but it's only showing the stun calculator for the first stun hit on Maneater. So I'm going to go ahead and test it. I can handle that hitting him on the first stun. Maybe. We'll see. It could mess things up. I don't know. But what we're going to do is go in and verify that. This is the pain of trying to get this stuff to work right again, because I can always put the gloves back on. We can always put the gloves back on. So you can see that these are my numbers. It's a 254, which is 1 point down. The defense not being 3,000. So the other thing you can do, which is nice about the stun calculator, is I could go in here and I could just type in 3,100 and see if that was a fact. 3,200. So you can see they want me to have that defense way up there to guarantee he doesn't get hit first. But with the 2,600, and sometimes it isn't a factor. But it could mess up the whole thing, because he could need to put his defense on in the very next one. So what we'll do is we'll go over and we'll test it. And all we have to do is watch through the first battle and see how it's going to work. So I might have messed up my clan boss team, and I have to go back and take that chess piece back off and go another route and spend another 8 million or so points on it. So we'll come down here. See, King Foss is using what we did on his. So we'll come in here. This is the wrong team. I do my Unkillable team, which everything is set correctly. And if he's not hit on the first one, or it doesn't affect his ability to put that back on, and we'll see what happens here. So you remember, you got to pause it. at Aother's turn, you have to hit, and then you have to go back in and try it again. So the stun calculator wasn't quite working 100% probably. We're going to watch it through the 9th hit. That's all we have to do is watch it through the 9th hit. The 9th turn, I should say. But this increased my crit rate on and my crit damage on Maneater. So before I was getting maybe a high of 3.1 million and a low of 2.8 or 28 million. So hopefully this 31, maybe it might go to 32, and I'm getting closer to a 2 key at the same time. So there's your 8th turn or 7th turn. Coming around to the 9th turn. We're also testing if that 254. So that worked good. I'm going to go to the very end, and I'm going to see what the damage is, and I'll show you what the damage is of this team. So hold on a sec. Alrighty, so that was pretty good for a first try. I also noticed in there that Rosin Scarhide wasn't hitting every crit rate item, but 31.28 million, very successful. Another 4 million, and I've got a 2 key. So this is my team, but I've got a 2 key. I just don't have enough poisons, I don't think. And we're always hoping to replace Rosin with, who is it? Dracomorph. And I think that would push this team over the top. Dracomorph does the exact same thing as Rosin, but he adds the 4 extra poisons. And Maneater, you saw him miss several times on his, the clan boss resisted. So I could either try to lower his accuracy again, but right now it's not worth it. You see how painful this is to make adjustments to your clan boss team. And then King Floss was sitting here next to me, and he got 27 on his. So I've still got the better team, but he's got 2 Maneaters, and I a long time ago sillily got rid of a second Maneater. So that's generally the team for a 1 key is to have 2 Maneaters on your team. But
that's a long time coming, okay? Give me a break.
Well, you've got him. It could take you 1 week to build him up. You've done better on that. So Rosin Scarhide, you can see he's in really old gear, and he's only running a crit rate of 20, 30, 42%, 43%. So I could easily go back and rebuild his stuff. Well, thanks for watching today. I hope this was helpful. Have a good one.